Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. We have escalated all the way into 2018 and we have moved up to the Asia Pacific Super Cup in the previous live stream where we also had our first win. We are lying first in the Drivers' Championship and 8th with Woodsy. Team-wise, we are in the lead by a decent margin. We just have to try and make this work somehow. We are now off to Phoenix in one day, and quite frankly, we've got nothing really to do, so let's go straight to Phoenix. And yes, this really isn't Phoenix in any great capacity, so this is Daytona. Like, there's nothing really to say here other than it is just Daytona. It doesn't look particularly much like Talladega, although I'm not the biggest NASCAR fan, so quite frankly, correct me if I'm wrong there. But we'll have a look in here and see kind of what we want to go for in terms of setup. Probably give Woodsy a bit of understeer, otherwise we'll just leave it as is. Send him out on mediums on his first run. Meanwhile, actually, we might not want to do that. We might want to quickly take some advantage of Vidal's setup right here. I mean, we're going to have a fairly fast run around here. That seems highly unlikely. Although I suppose with Daytona, actually, you have a pretty fast run from about here all the way to around there. So it's not too far off. And even back in the day, you had a fast run from here all the way around until you break there. So it's not too far off the mark, I would suppose. We'll just take some advantage here. Try and give Woodford a bit more downfalls. We'll just see what this does, even though it does move the balance there between under and oversteer. And indeed, out we go. We're going to send out Vidal first out of the gate. He'll be on qualifying trim, so he'll give us some data on that. Meanwhile, we will send out Woodford on a race setup, and we'll get some useful feedback from both of these drivers. And I suppose also with the layout, it could kind of be Las Vegas, because I know you have the entrance back there, but I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of very much a free interpretation. It makes more sense it's Las Vegas, just given the fact that we have some desert around, but they could just be doing that. Ooh, and drag strip, yeah, I definitely think we're looking more in the direction of Las Vegas, because I know it has like a loop. I remember that from way back with Sports Car GT, which would have been one of ISI's first games. It's such an old thing, but it was quite good, as I remember, from like around the year 2000. I think it even came out on the Dreamcast. That tells you how old that game is. Anyway, we are finding out some useful information right here. Downforce is pretty good, but top speed is bad, so we definitely need to whack in a fair old amount here. We may also want to try and just adjust it a bit and actually whack in a bit more, see if we want to have a bit more of a neutral handling car. So get him out here on a 2-lap qualifying run on the same set. We'll send him out there. Then we'll send out Woodsy. He will be on the race trim. So he's fairly happy with his downfalls. So let's see if banging in a bit more wing on him, because it's quite an interesting mix, the circuit. It doesn't really have any particular balance going for it with regard to being a handling or power circuit, because you've got a technical infield section coming out onto a very fast oval section, so it can really go either way. But we'll send them out here now and see, with the changes in setup, what we can get out of this. I mean, we're at the bottom. We haven't set any times just yet. Handling better. Downforce has gotten worse for Woodsy, so we'll bring in Woodsy and we'll see where we stand. Vidal, we might want to just have him. He's set a time now. We'll bring him in. Woodsy will come in. We'll swap them over now, so the other driver will be on the thing that they were on. And I can't do words here, as you can tell. But yeah, we just need to take out some of that downfalls, because it was good there, so perhaps we are right on the money here, and then we just reduce that. So this could be closer to being what we want to see. Just get them to wear out a set of tyres out here, do a 3-lap qualifying trim just to get a bit more intel. And then Vidal seems quite happy with the car that he has, so he can move over to do some race setup work on some medium tyres once he comes in. With 7 minutes to go in the session, we are about halfway through. Oh yes, he's quite happy. We have a bit of speed balance issues still to be determined here, so I would suspect we need to... I mean, that's banging on the limiter right there, so that's great. I'm not sure he's going to reach a happy state, but here maybe if we take out a bit more wing, that will be it, because that'll also help our speed balance, because less wing means that we can run slightly harder. But lower wing, in effect, means there's less aero drag, so the car will be faster, which is what I'm trying to say in a more convoluted way. So he will go out here now. Both are swapping around the strategies, or rather what they're working on, and we'll see what this yields for Woodford. Now that he's out there, he should help to set a decent time out here. He's happy with the tweaks to the downfalls. He's gone purple sector 2. And we're following Vidal here, so let's see. He's coming around to set a time now. Yep, he's faster. I would definitely say the Woodsies are better qualifier than Vidal. But Vidal seems to be a lot stronger during the race. We'll just have to try and gather some information right here. We might actually want to bring in you now. Oh, you came in right at this time. Just get you to pause here and see how much we have got. Yeah, we're not going to focus anymore on qualifying trim. We need to focus on race trim. So get you out on a good long race stint. You are as good as it gets really with the setup. It's only just the acceleration that we are struggling with down there, and I'm not going to tweak that anymore. It just seems stupid. We will get you to provide 34. It's going to be hot. I reckon the mediums are going to be where it's at for us in the race. Medium tyre shell, we definitely need to boost that because we have got a lot of information on the softs. So now both cars are going to be out on this setup. This will be good. Where are you? You're loving the handling. Let's just bring you in. We'll just check you over once and see if we can do a couple of tweaks to Vidal's car. Send him out to do one, perhaps 2 laps. Speed balance, yeah, see, this is why we do this. Speed balance isn't good. We've actually gone the wrong way for him by lowering it. He definitely wants more. So how do we actually make this work? Because he was there where it was good and here it's bad. Ah, right, it's too long geared. This might be it. Just see, can we do just enough of a tweak here to put it right here? This could be it for him. We'll find out once he goes out on these mediums. The medium should last quite a long time. So we'll have to see what we can do throughout here. Woodford seems happy. Final minute of the session, so we'll at the very least we'll establish with Vidal how happy he's going to be. Speed balance feels much better now, so I think we may have found a really good spot. But Woodford's not really giving us a lot of feedback here, so that's a bit concerning. But yeah, we maxed out our knowledge on medium tyres and our race trim, which quite frankly is what matters to us. So we'll just have to hope we can get the qualifying done right. It's just a bit still about figuring out the right positions to have it all in. And now it seems like the sounds have bugged out on me, which is great. Yeah, we at least get some performance improvement through our trim options right here, so we'll go for that. Our car setup wise, yeah, look at that. That is really, really looking good for him. A brand new set of soft tyres for you. Let's just see here. Yeah, we've definitely gone in the right direction. We might perhaps want to just bang you down here. It is a bit more neutral. Let's just see if we can't just put you right here. We will have a chance now to just check it out in this qualifying session, and it might prove that we actually improve it here, and that's what we're hoping for. So we're in the lane now. We'll bring out Vidal first off the gates, get him out there and get some info on the setup changes that we did. We can always revert to a previous setup if we need to. But yeah, we'll try out here now. He's first out, so obviously we have a low grip. So we'll try and get him out later on in the session. We need to work the tyres a bit more here, but not overcook the brakes. Let's send out Woodford as well. There's no point really holding him in. Out he goes. We'll just try and go in here and mind it. Tyres are going to be cold for Vidal. Let's just keep the focus on him for now. Just yet here. Can we work it up? I'm slightly concerned here. Perfect brake. Slightly cold tyres. So yeah, I think we want to be quite aggressive early doors on the warm-up lap here. Just build some heat into the tyres, some heat into the brakes. See it here. Now tyres are up into temperature. Now we kind of just have to manage the temperatures, keep them within the optimal window. Although it's slightly difficult right here. Let's just see what we do. What do we do? Oh, easy. Oh, yeah, overheated the task, but perfect tire temperature. As Vidal has gone purple, sector 2. Mikhailovic has gone purple, sector 1. So it's going to be quite close on this lap out here. Vidal's bringing it in after setting the fastest lap. We've got McLeod in P2, Leclerc in third. Stone Jr. moving up into third, taking Leclerc down. Woodford's dropping, but he's not set a time yet. Mikhailovic has dropped a lot of time after going purple, sector 1. He's in 5th place. Vidal in the lead, but now Woodford's coming up to the line. No purple sectors. Oh, De Graaf goes to first, and Woodford's in 6th. So, yeah, Woodford's struggling for pace. He just doesn't seem to be where he needs to be. So let's go in here and see the setup out here. Yeah, 97%. It is pretty much pitch perfect now. That explains why Vidal is sitting aside as he is. We'll just have to monitor the times now. We'll send out Woodford again for another lap. We're kind of going to have to sacrifice him a bit here, I reckon. As he's coming in, we're doing a 1:23 time coming around, so we need to send them out accordingly. Woodford's now in. We're going to send him out here in a moment. Weather-wise, we're not going to see an improvement, but we will see changes in the track. Okay, let's send out Woodsey. He'll go out on a fresh set of soft tyres and just try and set a time now. We are going to wait just a bit here to send out Woodford. Just wait until we have, what, about 2.5 minutes to go. That seems like a good way to do that. Just so we maximise track grip and that. It's usually in the dying minutes of qualifying that the fastest time will be set. Certainly in open wheel formula, it's a bit different when you work with the likes of endurance racing. And pause the time, send him out now. Now is when we want to send out Vidal, get him out there on these tasks, a quick tyre change. We'll sort him out. We're just trying to mind the temperatures here. He's overheated his brakes. I think that might be inherent to the car we are running. So now Vidal is heading out. We need to manage his outlap here as good as we can. He's overheating the brakes. The brakes are coming down. We need to heat up those soft tyres for him. Just bring up the temperature and then try and back it off here. Back it off, back it off, back it off. Just bring down these temperatures. It's very hot ambient, so we might not be able to. As long as the tyre temperatures are looking somewhere good. Yeah, again, overheating the brakes. I just think that's inherent to the design of the car. But here we are. Final qualifying run coming in. Vidal coming in here. He's jumping around it. He set a time already. Iker Vidal, no, he drops to 4th. Woodford's up into 3rd place on his second qualifying run. Meanwhile, Vidal is green, sector 1, personal best and improvement, which should see him up into... Oh, it's going to be very close for Vidal. It's going to be really close here on Vidal as he comes around. And he's going to set his time. He appears to be just a couple of hundredths off the fastest time so far. And there we are. He's taken pole position. With session running out here, we still got car setting time. No, he's got it. He's got it. Vidal, Iker Vidal takes pole position for the Phoenix Grand Prix at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Incredible job. Woodford, but again, languishing in 7th. He's just not holding up everything that he needs to do. I mean, the disparity between our two drivers is just too big. And that's damning for Woodford. We might have to look towards our old friends down in the European Racing Series for a replacement come the end of the season. As we know, there are strong drivers, and certainly the two drivers we had before might be beneficial out here. But yeah, look at that. That's a very close qualifying. 0.032 over Rick de Graaf, then Johan Sylvander, Amy McLeod bringing it up in 4th. Still less than a tenth of a second off. Then Matthias de Wolf, Magnus Kranz, then Jeremy Woodford, Guillermo Almeida and Laura Ingledew in 9th, Bobby Stone Jr. in 10th. And that's all within 0.26. So that's a very strong performance. Matthias de Wolf has actually got an injury to his neck, so that's even more impressive, although he may have picked that up during the session. But here we are now, race time. We're going to have to make this work. We will go with medium. We know we're just going to overheat those tyres like you wouldn't believe. So that's kind of what we have to do down here. starting off, let's have a look at the grid positions out there so we can see if anybody's on. Yeah, Almeida is on mediums. We might want to try and mix it up for Woodford. Get him out on medium tyres to start with, then move over to the softs later on in the race. It'll be a 20-lap fuel stint, and we can do 14 laps. I mean, I don't think so, actually. I think he might just do medium tyres and then do a one-stop. That might actually be what we want to do with Vidal as well. How far can he go on his soft tyres? He can go 11 laps and then 15. It's going to be very close whether or not he can make it to that. If we perhaps go a bit lean on fuel, just give him 15 laps of fuel. It's still a bit in reserve, but it will shorten the amount of time he spent stationary in the pits. Let's quickly save their setups, actually, so we have them for later on. I don't know, again, Woodford might not be staying. Woodford, Phoenix, good. He might not be staying, but we might be able to make use of his setup in another time. Let's just, again, make sure with him and tyre-wise, they can last a maximum of 14 laps. So, yeah, we'll just give him a bit more fuel than he needs, but he'll be running rich early on in the race. So that is not too bad. We definitely want to keep Vidal on soft tyres. But yeah, you'll need to be very aggressive here early doors. Both of you do. Maybe just get you to push the tyres because you are going to overheat them. We might drop a few positions, but we're kind of just going to have to gamble. We didn't save Vidal's setup, did we? No, we didn't. So we'll just save his setup. Vidal, good. No Phoenix. Save that one right there. It should stay dry for the duration of the race, 32 degrees. I reckon these might be the hottest temperatures we have seen yet. Okay, let's just make sure here. Yeah, you'll have slightly less fuel just to give us a bit of an advantage in the pit stops. But here we are. Ika Vidal, Rick de Graaf, Johan Sylvander, Amy McLeod on the front two rows, Matthias de Wolf, Magnus Kranz, Jeremy Woodford, Guerrilla Almeida, Laura Ingledew, Bobby Stone Jr., then we've got Johnny Navarro, Molly Fox down in 12th, Sanjay Modi 13, Niccolo Strambi 14, Austin Sorati, Thierry Leclerc. I mean, that's clearly Charles Leclerc, just, not. And Artem Mikhailovich. Would that be Artem Markelov? It kind of would have to be, wouldn't it? Because some of these are definitely inspired by the real thing, which is always a bit interesting. I can't see anybody else out there. Bobby Stone Jr. It's only really Rahal I can think about with that, but he wasn't ever really anywhere near that. Anyway, here we are on the start line. Phoenix, the oval, road course, doing an M-set off. We are away. We are Woodford down there. He's jumping up into 6th right off the gate. Strong start by Woodford on the medium tires. He's jumping. Oh, Vidal's gone off. Vidal's off. Oh, he's thrown away the lead. He's down into 10th. That's absolute shocking performance by Vidal. Absolutely shocking. Down in 14th, started on pole position. Last time Woodford had the pole and threw it away on the first lap. This time round, Vidal is he's down into the bottom end of the field here. That's absolutely shocking. Right there, disaster on the opening lap for Vidal. Down in 19th, he'll have to make a strong fight back. However, we made it work the last time with a simple, let's just get him to back off here, with a one-stop strategy. So really we need to get him onto lap 10, ideally, in order to make this work. Woodford, meanwhile, yeah, let's just get you to be slightly less aggressive on the task. He's sub into a 5th, so he might be able to pick up some points here, unless Vidal makes a return to the front. But it's kind of left in the open now to see what's happening here on lap 3 we're on now. Like going around out here, yeah, you're absolutely cooking these tyres, Wood, so you just need to back off a bit and look after them because your temperatures are through the roof. Vidal seems slightly more generous on his tyre wear. Let's just get them to back off on the engine map as well. Vidal, you're up into 15 now. That's a good performance. Now he's down to 18th. He's just absolutely struggling out there against, admittedly, medium tyres who aren't as worn out as his tyres. So, yeah, 20 laps remaining. We can make it to the fuel here, but we can't make it to the end on these tyres. You'll just have to try and mind these tyres. That really is where we are at right now. Tyre management will be crucial. 18 laps remaining. Let's just confirm here. 13 laps maximum stint length for Vidal, so it's going to be very difficult at this moment, and he's now complaining about warm tyres. We might have to... I don't really want to bring him in. He kind of just has to look after these tyres just for a bit more. 17 laps. I mean, with these temperatures, I'm just not sure I can make it work with an early stop here. We'll just have to force him to run another lap here. We're just going to have to bring him in this time round with 16 laps remaining. It's going to be very tight here. 15 laps remaining, so let's just fill him up here with fuel. We might run him just a bit lean to mind the tyres a bit. Let's see out here. We can actually repair that part. We can't repair that part. That's a significant jump. Let's not actually bother repairing anything. We will be stressing it towards the end of the race here. But Vidal is coming in now, and he's just going to have to make it work. Vidal is looking good so far. Obviously, we were quite aggressive on the tyres early doors for Woodford, so he's going to have to warn out the mediums a bit more than he otherwise would. But Vidal's gone up to 8th position due to the pit cycle. In he comes. Vidal is into the pits. Vidal has entered the pits here. He's going to come out on mediums, and he will be trying to extend these tyres to the end. Woodford's now starting to struggle a bit with tyre wear. So yeah, we already have excess fuel. We just get him to conserve the tyres. Mind those tyres, Vidal. You're going to the end. I'm hoping that at least some of these other cars, a lot of them actually will be two-stopping because they're on soft tyres. I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's see out here. How far can you go? You can go 14 laps. So you're now also within your critical lap to the end. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring you guys in. And we can just see if we can't one-stop to the end. We know that worked out the last time. We can actually give him some fresher brakes just to help him out here. It'll be covered by our fuel load. So bring him in. We'll do that and sort this out as good as we can do now. Vidal, meanwhile, just has to stay on track and look after the tyres and secure a good, strong finish to consolidate some points here. Vidal, no, Woodford's in the lane. Woodford's in the lane, pitting in from first. He's going to drop some positions, of course. He's going to come out in 7th. Good stuff right there from him. So add into 7th after the pit cycle. Vidal is down in 17th, but of course, pretty much everyone around us right now will be pitting again. So this is very intriguing once more. This, the mix of the tyres and the fuel load, really just tipped the favour, I think, towards a one-stop strategy, but it seems most other teams favour a two-stop. It obviously comes down to how well we can look after these tyres. With 11 laps to go at the moment, we might start to see stops, I would say, in about 2 to 3 laps for the other runners on soft. Medium stoppers might come in a bit later on. We've already seen Thierry Leclerc come in for a second stop. And here we go. We're starting to gain positions over the worn-out soft tyres, so that's also ticking in our favour. And here we go. The first callers are in for their second stop. Ingledew is dropping down and Vidal is jumping up here. It just remains to be seen whether or not we can extend these tyres. Oh, people are pitting in with damage as well. Vidal is up into 7th. Woodford's up into 3rd. And he's definitely out there in front. I think Woodford's going to do it this time round. Vidal is now up there. I don't think he's going to hold off Amy McLeod. But it remains to be seen here towards the end with 5 laps to go. And they look very good with tyres at the moment. So I think we're going to be quite good here. 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. We might want to just let them work the tyres a bit more now. The 4 laps to go. It's a 1-2. But Amy McLeod's going to be right on Vidal with much fresher medium tyres. But I don't think she's going to challenge Woodford. And Vidal is going to be happy with anything after that shocking start where he absolutely threw it off. But the gap's now stabilising around 2 seconds between the two on lap 23 out of 25. Engine's sounding a bit unhealthy. Yeah, but we are quite all right here. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. And the gap is growing. It's now 2.5 seconds. Oh, final lap. Final lap. Woodford started the final lap with a decent amount of tyres left. Both are good with tyres. It's going to be, unless there's dramas here on the final lap, Woodford's going to bring home a 1-2 over Vidal. This is an absolute strong performance right there. Good job, Woodford, getting back in after his struggles at Beijing. And Vidal bringing it up second place. Masterful recovery from the Spaniard after his shocking opening lap where he dropped down to 20th. And once again, the one-stop strategy paying dividends. That is absolutely amazing drive by both of our drivers out there. further growing our advantage in the Constructors' Championship, which really is a crucial game out here. Vidal will be extending his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Woodford's going to be making a significant jump over his competitors after, quite frankly, a dreadful performance at Beijing. But yes, indeed, pole position. We didn't secure fastest lap. Rick de Graaf, who started up near the front, he's dropped significantly. Pretty much everyone who started up front, two of them actually, Magnus Krantz and Rick de Graaf, both had trouble, significant trouble. Johan Sylvander as well, they just faded away over the race. That's absolutely disaster out here, but look at Jeremy Woodford jumping from 7th to 1st. Masterful drive, and Iker Vidal very much redeeming himself after that opening lap, and we now have a commanding gap over Esprit Grand Prix and Team Kirov, who's tied with 95 points for second place, with Rue Motorsport sitting in 4th. We actually make a profit here, fantastic work, and we're just going to have to hopefully see what we can do about our sponsorship, because we need to improve that, we need to bring in the money. We have the performance, but we are relying on bonus out here. Bonus? No, we're not. We're definitely not relying on bonus. We're relying on bonuses in order to secure that. Anyway, we'll have a look in here and see. Nobody really is coming up as being interesting down here on pit stops. That really is also where we are struggling. We just don't have the office available in here to find decent pit crew members. I mean, Tinsley might be the only one we can go for here, because he's the one without any kind of mistake chance, and I'll take that. But yeah, let's see where we can put him in. We can put him in here. That should be at least a slight improvement, otherwise the rest are fairly well rested. So the remainder of a fairly mediocre setup down here. Who's scouted out? Oh, Calavacanti. We need to read the email. It's a lot easier to read emails about this. Vidal denies de Graaf Poland Phoenix. Yeah, car struggled a bit out here. Don't we have any kind of scouting report? Yes, there it is. One of the weakest drivers. Hard-fought win for Woodford. Yeah, that was a very strong drive. A moment to answer for Channel 6. Your two drivers were fighting way at the front there. Any thoughts about giving team orders? No, but we're not really going to do that. At the very least, not there. I don't think we had particularly much of a fight at the front. They were pretty well divided by about 10 seconds, so I wouldn't really call that fighting. But we now have more scouting reports coming in. Down here, Nick Shue will be a low-quality driver. Well, let's see where else. Oh, yeah, we've got plenty lined up for this. We'll just have to wait and see what we can do towards the end of the season as it progresses out there. But sponsorship offers coming in. That might be the one to go for, actually, Condor Telecoms, because you're going to give us a fairly decent payout if we do that. But we might want to hold off because the upfront payment is very nice as well. But let's just wait and see down here. You. Yeah, see, these are just not very good. I mean, saying Jew's quite good, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Well, a lot of things is happening right now. Let's just go out here and have a look. I'm hearing a lot of activity happening. Car repair finished. HQ-wise, we are progressing down. They're 7 weeks away, so yeah, a couple of weeks after the next race, it will be completed. And then I think we can start working on parts. But really, again, we are performing above the average of the grid. So really, it's not really where we want to spend the money. We've got 3 new sponsors coming in out here. But yeah, I'm just not seeing it down here. I mean, all of these need to be filled out. So, do we... I mean, this is clearly the better offer, isn't it? Just in terms of the payout we are going to get. 4th or above. With an upfront payment of 1 million, but it's only dropped us about 100,000, and we're not going to make it up during the duration. So yeah, we'll go with them. We'll take a load of money, making it rain, and then we can have a look in here with these. I mean, this one's definitely the better one if we are feeling confident, and I think by now we kind of are, because we're going to get a significant bonus payout if we grab that one. That one is a bit safer, but that's just for second. Ooh, I'm not sure. Let's go for Let's go for this one, because that's just better all in all. And then we have got the funnel one out here. That'll just be based upon who's going to give us the biggest upfront payment, and that'll be Golden Tiger Bank. Because that's nearly another $1 million in the bank. We'll take that all. Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll just crack on here. Pause, actually, let's have a look into the reliability work that we are doing. We're working on those brakes. We are working on the suspension package. And we don't really want to work on improving parts at the moment. We'll just go through today's pause. Pause, we had a scouting report, remember. Christian De Wester would be a low-quality driver. Yeah, a bit more about the fuel efficiency. Yeah, I mean, the HQ improvement will be significant for next year. Let's just have a look in here in terms of the racing series, see if there's anybody, again, relatively young that we can scout out. Anybody, perhaps, without a contract at the moment. You're being scouted out. You're just a bit too old. I mean, Aurelia's definitely too old. Let's see, down in terms of unemployed drivers, we've got Rasia Yusinov. Let's get some scouting done. There's Summer Bowles as well. Raffaele Tardi as well. Frankie Parks. Dennis Cav... that surname, I'm not happy about that. Especially an American called Kavanaugh. Ooh, you might want to be careful about that. Especially if he's still in college. But pit crew, yeah, we are woefully bad on the pit crew front. What can we do? I'm not 100% sure what I can do in order to improve on the pit front. Because that's definitely terrible. We're going to drop time in the pit. But yeah, we'll just tick through the time down there. We've got more scouting reports coming in on Dana, one of the weaker drivers in the current championship. We can now travel to Vancouver for the next round. And our car parts, well, we can see that in here. Where do we want to go? Do we want to be bold and hope that we can do something here? I mean, that is a significant amount of... Actually, no. What we want to do right now is stabilise financially. And the best way to do that... And, yeah, it does actually make sense in terms of the projected financials. That even though we are more than doubling our income, because, you know, other people have to take cuts and such out of bonuses and that, it's not going to pay out as well. But that might actually differ, depending on... Yeah, let's go for it. Tyre selection. Ooh, we're moving into Ultra Softs down here. That'll be good for qualifying. That should be clear. Well, yeah, we'll evenly split these. The only rule I really would consider proposing for the GMA would be to limit the amount of tyres we take to events. But both drivers are happy with the parts we are supplying with them as we set off for the Vancouver Grand Prix. And it's a fairly short layout, as is evident down in the corner. So we're going to be able to do some quite interesting stuff down here. We will... Why don't we try and send out Zach Hamilton? He's 25, so he is younger than Woodford. Right, look, he is... Why can't I bring that up again? I'd like to see who that is. Anyway, yeah. We'll try and bring him out and get some data on him. Let's... Oh, like that. Let's try and just... Go in here with you. Can we go over to... Then there. So we can't compare in here. He's a flat spotter. And a pay driver, obviously. That's nice. He's a hothead and a hard worker. So that's good for him. He's a drift champion. Okay. And a Tom Deller expert, Feeding Blue, offshore accountant. So yeah, you're a tax dodger. But yeah, alright. That's fair enough. We'll send out those two for this. So actually, no, we don't. We actually want to try and... What I wanted to do was see his age. He's 26, so they're going to be equally matched on age, aren't they? Yeah, 25, 26. It's not really going to make a huge amount of difference. Let's just keep Woodsy in the car for now. Want to be focusing a bit on acceleration, it appears. So let's try and shift it into the acceleration bracket. It will be on Super Softs to start off. Okay, also some downforce tweaks coming in here that will be relevant. So again, gear it a bit more towards acceleration. You'll be on Super Softs as well. Let's just again take advantage of the knowledge we have there. Move you towards downforce. That should be good. Let's go practice. And Woody will go out taking an installation lap here, followed right behind by Vidal. In you come again, please. Thank you. And in they are. Yeah, we're getting some useful information already down here. We can see that the downforce levels are pretty far off the mark. Although I'm not sure quite in the direction which we need to go. Let's just try and lower the downforce for you. So bringing the car in a bit more neutral in every aspect might yield us some good information. I did try and send him out on a 2-lap qualifying stint. Let's try and do that on the Ultra Softs. That might be the tire to go for depending on what the weather is. Oh, and Vidal is looking really strong right here. And he's got a high amount of downforce, but we can try and maybe see if more downforce. We just have to then bring the gearing and the handling back in. That could be it for him. That could be absolutely everything he needs right now. So send him out here on our run as this, and we'll see what we get. Now the rain is coming in. We might want to actually bring in Vidal here. See, because he was actually just boom right at pit entry. You're not happy about your downforce, so we've just brought him out of the performance window in some of the parts. We've improved overall. We may have gone slightly too aggressive with the downforce actually. This could perhaps be it. Race trim. Let's send you out on wet tyres, seeing as we are expecting rain for the race. So we might get some benefit out of running some wet tyres and getting some performance boosts on that. Woodford's in as well. What are we seeing with you, mate? We've actually gone let's see down here. So you're poor there. So yeah, we definitely want to be providing you with more downforce than you had. It seems like we might have gone a bit too wrong here in terms of that. Let's just see here where we want to go with you. Move you over to race trim actually. Yeah, let's do that. Move you over to race trim, an 8-lap stint on wet tyres. Just get some wet tyre data. Out you go. Vidal, he'll do a couple of laps. We'll bring in Vidal, get him out to do some qualifying runs, just so we gain a bit more info on qualifying trim. Yeah, it's feeling so much nicer now. Cracking stuff that we are hearing from Woodford. Vidal, handling feels awesome. Let's bring him in. Get him moved over to do some qualifying. We've reached knowledge level 2 for wet tyres. And look at that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. This might be 99%. I have no idea if you can reach 100. But indeed, we'll move you over here to you. Water's now going to be subsiding. So let's send him out on some Ultra Softs. It doesn't hurt to have a bit of info on that during qualifying, which should stay dry. Woodford should start having some quite warm tyres as it stands. Right, race trim is now moved up to level 3, so we'll bring in Woodford. Get him to actually disregard that. We might want to just do another quick lap here. There you are. Wet tyres, we've now maxed out those. So we'll bring in Woodford. I'll bring him in, send him out on qualifying on ultra soft tyres. Let's see here in terms of his setup. This might actually not be good for him. But we've definitely improved in every aspect. He might want a bit more downforce. We definitely want to be moving the car a bit more towards a neutral handling. Let's just see if feeding him a bit more downforce is going to help him out. Move you over to qualifying trim. Do 3 laps on these ultra soft tyres, if you will. Thank you. Vidal is bringing the car in. Let's just see here what we can do with Vidal. He's in 2nd place. He's still looking excellent. We haven't tweaked it. So yeah, downforce is quite high. Let's keep you on qualifying trim. But let's get you out on these super softs to just try and see if we can't get some information on those. Actually, no, we want to keep you on the ultra softs. We want to try and boost out as much for qualifying as we can. So here we go. We'll see if Woodford's going to provide information for us. Final minute of the session underway. Qualifying trim is maxed out. And we should we'll reach, there we are. So this is going to prove quite interesting for the race itself. Look at that tyre, oh look at that temperature increase. We didn't look strong here in practice, but we were trying to work out things as practice is ending. Jeremy Woodford up there. Let's just see if our strategy as far as qualifying is wet. Oh dear. Oh, righto. That's interesting, actually. That means, given what we're seeing here, we're not going to go out for qualifying quite yet. We will be staying in for these ultra soft tyres, just watching them. Let's just see down here what we did. Yeah, you're now up to 93. We might want to shift you more towards... Well, that's going to move you out there. No, that seems to be about good for you. So that should be an improvement for you. Yeah, let's get you out on a set of inters. Just do an outlap here if we can. For you. Vidal, meanwhile, will just get you right onto Supersoft straight away. Right there. Just hold you into the pits. Just wait with you until it starts to dry out and get you out in time for that. We'll send out Wortford here, who should be happy about the setup he's going to be on. Let's just see it here. We can actually bring him in, so we'll get some data on this set of tyres. But there's no point trying to set a time. We need to send up Vidal right now. Vidal needs to go out on these ultra softs right now as the rain subsides and we get to the low point, because I think this might be it. I'm not sure we can get a lap in. But we're just going to have to try and see if we're going to get it, because this could be a stroke of genius. Perfect tyre temperatures. We're going to send out... let's just have a look, see out here. Yeah, we're just going to wait off then with Woodford a little bit. Let's check out his setup. Yeah, 96%. That's looking good. He's now starting his flying lap. Vidal's his flying lap. He's the only one that's going to set a time on dry tyres. This could be quite crucial here for the race. He could lock out pole position. As the rain is now coming down here, so he's in sector 2. Ooh, it's going to be tight. It was a gamble right there. A gamble. Didn't pay off, so we're going to go out here on inters for Woodford. It's going to stop again, though, so we might get Vidal out on a set of ultra softs later on again. Let's see if we can bang in some temperature here. Just see, back off out here. Overheated massively, the brakes for Woodford. The rain, is it going to stop this time round? It might, you know. It might, you know, stop. So we can hold off here. We're just going to give Vidal one shot towards the end. A lap time here is 55 seconds, so he can wait a long old time. Woodford's not really anywhere, but we're definitely now reaching this run at it. You know, actually, we send up Vidal now. He can do one run now on that sort of used ultra soft just to get a dry banker lap in, and he can reach into the pit, slam on a new set of tyres and send him out once again. That might be the strategy here. Let's just try and get some tyre temperature built in. Just massage these tyres if you can. Just massage them, just keep it there. Oh, that was not great. Woodford, you just need to hold off a bit longer. We'll send him out now on a set of ultra soft. He'll get his run now, just so we don't have to manage his task towards the end. So Vidal gets a run towards the dying end of his session, but he needs to... I'm not sure Vidal's actually... Oh, we buggered the tyres there. Vidal, you're going to have to bring it in pretty quick here, mate. I don't think Vidal is going to set a time on fresh tyres, I'm afraid. Come on, bring it in quick. Out, 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 out. Quickly, guys. You've got to do a quick change here. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Push, push, push. You've got to take a fast out lap here, mate. It's going to be so tight for Vidal. Woodford's up into third. This is going to be very close. He might just be able to do this, you know. He might just be able to do this. But it's going to be difficult to mind these temperatures, get them within the optimum operating temperature. within the time limit. 22 seconds to go. It's going to be so incredibly tight. Perfect, but overheated brakes. Here we go. 12 seconds to go. Vidal is coming to the line. He's going to do it. He's going to sail one lap on fresh Ultra Softs. This could be the golden moment for him. A final driver to start a lap. And we've already secured it. We've already secured pole position here. And he's not improving. He's not going to do it, but there's no need to do it. He has taken pole position for the Vancouver Grand Prix. That was... Oh, he has improved. He has improved. So we didn't really need to push that towards the end, but it worked out anyway. Jeremy Woodford starting in fourth with Vidal taking pole position. That was a strong drive, and it's dry at the start. We are not seeing any rain early doors, so we might want to gamble here with Woodford, get him on Ultra Softs, Expert, and then we're going to try and be a bit conservative with Vidal, seeing as we are expecting rain at some point, so he's going to have a strong rain performance. Let's just confirm down here, yeah, 96%. We will save this setup for Woodsy. We'll make sure that he's on a fresh pair of Ultra Softs. Actually, yeah, we will. It's going to be a very long race, this. So we'll just try and give him a bit of a lighter fuel load as he comes into this event. Likewise with you, we'll save Vidal's setup. Yeah, tyre-wise, you're going to have an 11-lap stint. But, you see, this is where I want to gamble, actually. This is where I want to try and gamble. We want to keep you actually on Ultra Softs for the start of the race. And we'll just try and short fuel you a bit, but not as much. 26 laps. Let's try and mix it up with Woodford, who's starting in fourth. Let's get him out on a pair of Super Softs. And, yeah, a 20 lap out here, because that's well covered by you. You will be pushing. You'll be on overtake, you will be on overtake, but you'll be on neutral because you are on Ultra Soft. We can get some improvement down here with some weight stripping. So let's see, here we can improve performance on our brakes. Can decrease the reliability for some improvement. Let's just see down here with you. Let's just grab you. Front downfalls, you. Just again, it's just a tiny amount of improvement here, but it might be what does it for us. So it could be worth doing. So we'll see down here. We've gained some significant performance. We've lost some reliability, however, but I don't think that's going to prove to be an issue as we're on pole position. So strategy being mixed up here. Rain expected for the race. We're unsure when it's going to arrive, but Vidal is on pole position for the race. He's dropped to second. Woodford's dropping as well on the fact that he's starting on Super Softs. And Vidal is dropping as well out here. He needs to start being quite aggressive. Temperatures are nowhere, so we don't really need to be that careful down here. Vidal down into 5th place. So yes, the usual pattern of our drivers underperforming early doors is playing in again. But Vidal is now charging up here. Let's get him to back off. Oh, Sylvander's crash. Yellow flag, sector 2. Yellow flag, sector 2. No, we're not going virtual safety car. We're not. Vidal is now up into 4th place. Let's just see in terms of that. Yeah, we are in the lead as well, but we are not pulling away. It's going to close up a bit as it stands now, but it's still early doors. We haven't seen the first pit stop yet. We have to monitor the weather situation, however. Let's just get you off being too aggressive with your tyres. Let's just try and get you to watch them if you can. Vidal, we're just going to have to see. I don't actually think we can one-stop this race no matter what we do. I'm kind of hoping the weather's going to come in at a prime opportunity. Woodford's dropping down to 7th, down in behind Fryer Larson. That's okay, we kind of just managing it. Vidal's now complaining of worn tyres. That's quite early. Oh dear, what do we want to do? We're starting to struggle a bit with the tyre wear. Yeah, mate, just turn it up for this lap, bring you in. Let's have a look here. We're not seeing rain yet. Let's go to Super Softs for him. We're going to go Super Soft. There's 39 laps remaining, so no matter what, we're going to have to come in again. So we can actually do a quick stop right here, just not banging any fuel at all because he's quite good on fuel. And yeah, that's actually what we're going to do here with Vidal. Right, yeah, we're going to keep out Woodford. Mate, you don't need to tell me about that. It's not really my concern. But yeah, we've got a couple of pit callers coming in now. Who is in? We've got Rick the Wolf is in. He's done very well. Vidal is quite far down. Just get you to back off a bit here. Just run you to the end down here. We'll just get Woodford to stay out. Down here, who's now up into the lead as the pit cycle continues. Woodford now needs to absolutely thrash it on the way in. He's going to come in this time by. Rain still not showing up. Rain not showing up, so we'll get you in on that again. Yep, it'll definitely be a two-stopper, so you'll get another set of super softs. You can make it 13 laps, so just get you in with 13 laps right there. No parts really being repaired here. We'll bring him in and we'll see where this ends up sorting out towards the end. 36 laps remaining as Woodford's in for his first stop. And Rain indeed still not showing up. Vidal is sitting in 6th, but we still have a couple of non-stoppers yet. And we have a few people who's actually come out on Ultra Soft as well here for the second run. So that's going to be quite interesting to see that develop through the stint. Vidal should start to take position. Ingledew is now in. And the pit order has now cycled through. And indeed, yeah, Ultra Softs are now starting to show up out here. We're banking up. Rain is coming. Rain is now coming around lap 23. So this is all about making these last for just a bit longer, guys. Just Vidal, try and conserve it out here. We can do it with just one stop again here towards the end of the race. So this is a crucial part where our drivers just have to conserve the tyres until we reach lap 23 with the rain expected arriving. We'll have to just make a judgment call at the time whether or not we're going to go on to Inters or not. But Vidal's tyres are now starting to show up as being worn. So really, we need the rain to start coming any moment now, please. Oh, and it's going to be a gamble whether or not we send him out on Inters or wet. It really will be. Woodford's dropping now as the two stoppers are coming out. Both are complaining of worn tyres. The rain is coming any moment now. We're just going to slow down our time acceleration a bit here. And see what's going to happen with the rain. It might stabilise midline, so it might have been Inters that we should have gone for. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to go for. Vidal, it would be a gamble. We are in the lead. Rain is here. Rain is here. Oh, and he's just missed the entrance. So we're going to send him out. Actually, let's hold off with making a decision until later on this lap. Just so we can maybe get a bit more info on where it develops. With the rain, come on, just a bit more info, just a bit more info. We need to make a decision now. So what are we seeing? Oh, it's difficult to see. It's difficult to see. But I think it's actually worth bringing in Vidal here. Going on Inters. I mean, yeah, because no matter what, we're not going to make it until the end on these tyres. And it appears so we can also short fuel him a bit here. The longest he can go on these are 14 to 16 laps. So let's give him 15 laps of fuel. We can repair the brakes, actually. You can't repair that. So which ones? You're actually in a worse condition and you're still covered by the fuel. So bring you in now. Unfortunately, that means Woodford's going to drop a bit of time. But we'll be bringing him in this lap and sending him out on Inters as well. So on a fresh pair of Inters for you. How far can you go on those? 13 to 15 laps. So let's just make sure he has good enough fuel for that. Likewise, we can look into... That's going to increase the pit stop. So we'll try and improve his front wing just a bit in this stop. It won't cost us any time. But we've got Vidalis in the lane, coming out on intermediate tyres. And he's going to be the front runner on Inters. But Woodford, I'm afraid, he's going to start dropping time out here. You can actually just go on to a neutral strategy with that regard. And it looks like it's the right decision. It appears to be the right decision as rain should start to drop off here. But pit callers are in now. Vidal is up into 6th as we've got a number of cars in pit. Down here, Vidal has stopped twice. Some people undoubtedly have outsmarted us here, it seems. But we're just going to have to make do. We've still got a couple of cars out running on soft, ultra soft tyres. But yeah, Vidal just have to run until we know we can pit in. again for another fresh set of intes. So at the moment we're not standing to benefit from the strategy, and Woodford's dropped a couple of positions and about 10 seconds on Vidal here as we approach critical lap in a few moments time. You can actually start working these tyres a bit harder, likewise with you, just massage some temperature into them. The interesting thing will be here towards the end if we can make some gains in terms of tyre temperature. So 15 laps remaining now. Let's just have a look with Vidal and see. You can do 14 to 16, so we'll actually try and run him just another lap or two, bring him in for another stop. You are taking time out, hand over fist over De Wolf. We'll bring him in next time by. Actually bring him in now for another set of inters, 14 laps remaining. Fuel-wise, we can actually do some gains here, just 14 laps remaining. Let's see, then you're not increasing the pit stop time, it's covered by fuel. So it's definitely worth just topping that one up. Whitford, meanwhile, you're sitting, what, about 14 seconds behind, so that's okay. We'll bring in Woodford next time round for his stop. He's past pit lane, so bring you in now for a set of inters. You've got 12 laps remaining, so hopefully you can jump a couple of cars here during this stop, and that's going to... both of that... yeah, we can't really fix any parts, so... it's a bit of a risk, but it'll be what we can do out here. Let's see what Woodford can do now that he's out on... well, rather, Vidal is out now on a fresh set of inters. I don't think the Wolf can make it to the end anyway, so this is going to be a run now. Diverging strategies with Vidal pitting early. Can he jump Rick de Wolf by going over to a fresh set of inters beforehand? I don't think the Wolf can gain an advantage by going on super soft or ultra soft towards the end of the race. It's going to be too wet. With 11 laps remaining in the race, Vidal can also start pushing a bit harder on the engine map. We're just going to leave Woodford out there on his engine map mode. Just actually get Vidal to just mind the tyres a bit so we have them towards the end. But De Wolf has pitted in and he's held on to the lead for now. We've got... oh, this is quite exciting. We have a proper old scrap going on. You're just going to have to make do, mate. You're just going to have to make do here. 9 laps to go. Fox still has to pit, but Laura Ingledrew has definitely jumped us. She just seems to have the pace now. With the Wolf into the lead, I'm not sure we're going to do what we want to do here. Woodford's got some dramas here towards the end. We're just going to have to try and make this work out as good as we can. Yeah, we're dropping time. So this won't be our race. We are going to get some bonus out of qualifying pretty well, but I don't think we're going to take it in the race. We've been stuck behind here. Just try and conserve 5 laps remaining. Actually, no, you don't really need to. It's going to start dropping off here. I don't think there's anything we can do. But we are in a battle with Rick de Graaf here, who was the person I thought we were racing at one point. Oh, you are absolutely burning through your tyres at a high rate right there. You need to get in front again, mate. You need to get in front again. 2 laps to go. 3 laps to go, actually. So you can actually go on full rich attack mode for Vidal here. Woodford, you're just going to have to hold on to your tyres as it stands. 2 laps remaining. Just get a bit more aggressive here on the engine mode. We are seeing worn out tyres. But we are, at the very least, right in it with Ingledrew. We can grab at least 3rd. I'm not sure here. Yeah, we're looking just behind on the final lap. It has to be a late lunge for Vidal. Just push here. Push, push, push. Make a dash. It's Even Stevens on the tyres. Can he do it? No, it doesn't seem like Vidal's got it. It'll be 4th. That's all right. That's all right. Strategy just didn't play out this time round. And at the very least, our drivers are finishing back-to-back again. So that's a strong performance. Not the top result we wanted, but at the very least, we got pole position and some prize money out of that. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Today just wasn't our day. We'll just be happy with a 4th and 5th. And it looks like we will have done a fairly decent job. Oh, yeah, we are now 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship. And we are extending our lead in the Team's Championship. So that's at the very least a very positive sign. And before the next race, we will have a brand new factory. So we can take some solace out of that. Also, pit crew-wise, we definitely need to see if... no, We're going to have to grab Ross here. But that's about it. And that's just the money income we had there from the previous race. So get you on a front change, really. You are pretty decent to get you in here. That's going to move us up a bit. But we really need to start improving our pit crew. As it stands, just they're rubbish. To be honest, it's the only description I have here. Absolute rubbish. Well, likewise in here, Vidal puts it on pole. Yeah, we took a bit out of the car, but it's looking alright. 6 pit stops. That's slower. Yeah, and let's try and see what they're going to say. Jeremy Woodford was furious after the race, telling me that he let his tyres run down totally and that he was begging to make a final pit stop. We needed to do that to execute that strategy. I really don't see the issue. I mean, you're just going to have to button it, mate. I know. But to be fair, I am looking at replacing you. Oh, hello. What's about this with Amy McLeod? Ika Vidal, I just wanted to say thanks for keeping such a good staff centre in HQ. I was feeling a bit down a while back, but now I'm a lot better, back to my old self. It wouldn't have happened without the doctor there, so thanks again. So he's happy. Cracking stuff. That's going to be good. Amy McLeod wants to leave. Can we scout her out? Because she might be a good sign on. As we've got Italian lady Christian Horner working for that team. She could be a decent sign on. Let's see here. Car repair complete. And you are continuing to improve those parts. Actually, are there anything else you need to improve over that? Let's just get you improving the suspension there. Just so that is all maxed out. Oh, but here we go with a politics vote on promotion bonus, I would imagine. I don't really care particularly about that. New vote down here, promotion bonus payment. We will, how many? We've got 2, so we can have 3. So we will just abstain. I have no particular care in the world over this. So we can kind of do this, and maybe we can call in a vote for something that I think would benefit us in the coming season. Possible improvements coming in here to gearboxes. We can pay 400. Yeah, 400,000 to gearbox 30 plus. I'll take that. Thank you. So that's going to be a pretty significant gain. Scouting pause finished. Let's see down here. So your Valdez will be one of the Vega drivers. So it appears some of the drivers down in the European series aren't particularly good. Let's see down here. Gearboxes. Yeah, they're fairly decent. Let's actually start improving the reliability on these 2 gearboxes, because they are where we need to do it. And of course, with the improvement there, we can actually start improving or do some more weight stripping as it comes to the race. How far away are we? We are 3 weeks away. Are we not going to have that ready for the next race when we're off to Japan? Another scouting report coming in. Let's see what our scout is saying. First scouting report, Sergio Valdez. No, upcoming race report, 33 lap race, 33% chance or 35% chance of rain. Pulls in out his scouting report. Rafael Formoshina would be a low quality driver. When you're sorting out next year's budget, could you review our pit crew? I mean, they're okay. I know, mate. I know. And now we're going to be off to the wonderful world of Yokohama, not Tokyo, of course, which clearly isn't in any way inspired by Suzuka. Could be rain. Very interesting indeed. So do we want to go for... I mean, that's definitely the one to go for, because I reckon we might be able to pull it off. Because Phoenix, yeah, we did very well, but I just don't know. I mean, we made a profit anyway if we just do one of them, so we know that much. We'll just, again, grab you with the tyres 6 out of 6. There's no point really in being anything else. The parts that we got fitted are very good. And I reckon we might be better off focusing on dry running this time round. Slot in our 2 drivers, please. Thank you. And they look fairly happy with the baseline setup, so we'll just send them out on a... Actually, let's try and change the setup here. Just give you a bit more downforce, just to see if you are going to be happier with this setup right here. So also we'll just get a bit more info that we'll be able to apply to the other car as well. So let's go off to practice. Send out Watford on the baseline setup, a qualifying run on mediums, which won't really be doing anything for us. Likewise with you, both are on qualifying initially. That's quite interesting. Anyway, out they go. Let's bring you in. It's also quite odd that these knowledge things are based on the amount of laps you do, not the distance you drive, which gives us a significant advantage at a short track like Vancouver compared to here. So that's also something to keep in mind. You are not happy about this downforce level. Let's try then and lower it a bit and see if that's going to benefit us. Just try and do a 2-lap stint here on soft tyres for qualifying this time round. You are not happy at all about the standard downforce. So let's try and give you a bit more downforce and see if that helps you be happy. Because that could also be it. Just do a 2-lap run also on soft tyres. Out you go. Hopefully we'll get some data now that we can use to further the setup changes. Aero setup's way better, and Vidal disagrees actually. Let's bring him in then. Downforce now very poor, so did we increase his downforce? So that was good. No, we took some downforce out of him, so this is a high downforce circuit. We know the speed balance would be about where it was for him there. So we can just try and tip that in and see if this is going to be it. Get you out on a 2-lap qualifying trim on the soft tyres, if you will. Thank you. We'll just wait and see what Woodford say about the current setup. Whatever you did to the speed balance, it is working. Let's move him off qualifying mode for now. Move him over to medium tyres and bring him in for this. Let's see here. Have we improved? We have improved downforce, so maybe just banging in a bit more downforce. Let's just see out here what we can do. We're going to try this race trim 8 laps on medium tyres, if you will. Thank you. Vidal seems quite happy. Let's see if we can't get him to max out qualifying trim. Yes, indeed we have. So, soft tyres aren't really doing anything right here. Let's bring him in. We don't need any more info on qualifying. Oh, he's happy with his setup. Look at that. We have found a very good point for him. 96%. We'll just leave it at that. Move him over to qualifying. 8 laps on... Yeah, let's do it on that set of soft tyres just to keep a bit in the bank for later on. Just gain some more info on soft tyres. Max it out, then bring him in, send him out on another set of medium tyres, which he's done there. So bring him in now. They both seem quite happy. Let's actually bring in Woodford as well. You're in now, Vidal, so send you out immediately. Race trim 4 laps on this set of medium tyres. Do that right now and get as much out of this as possible. Woodford's still not happy at all with the car. I think we might have gone in... Yeah, we've gone in the wrong direction in terms of handling out here. He wants it to be a bit more understeery. So bang out here. We're looking good-ish with that. But let's just try and see. Have we gone too hard on downforce? Let's just see. That was okay. That was good. No. I reckon he might want a bit more of the old downforce on the car. It was 4 laps on that set of mediums. Thank you. Just max out on knowledge on the mediums as well. Well, we're not going to do that with this much time remaining, that's for sure. But we're going to try and do our best on race trim as well. Perfect gear ratios. Aero's much nicer. First minute. Oh, it's going to be quite tight here. It'll depend on... Oh, no, we've done it. Wow, yeah, they are very good. Downforce feels bang on. Handling feels better. I think we have a fairly competitive setup going here. Times don't really indicate that in the practice session. But qualifying is where it's at. There could be some weather coming into play. Oh, there will be. So we want to send out soft tyres and qualifying trim. We might want to sacrifice Woodford here. Let's just see the setup on the car. Yeah, 96, 96. Both are absolutely over the moon with the setup that we have for them. So we'll just send them out as it is. We might want to let Woodford manage his tyres automatically. We'll send out Vidal immediately out of the gates. We'll manage his outlap ourselves, and then we'll try and send out Woodford as well, just so we get a bank lap in as it is, as dry as it can be. So we'll just try and get him some temperatures into his tyres as soon as we can with Whitford. We will just let the computer do that and hope that it does a good job. We'll just focus on Vidal. He just seems to be the stronger driver all in all. Just get you to just work the tyres a bit here, just not cooking the brakes if you can. Come on, just bring up these tyre temperatures, back it off, just balance, dance with the tyres. Dance, it's going to be a bit hot. We can take over here. See towards the end with Woodford what we can do. Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, it's now also raining, so I'm not sure what we're going to do here. This is going to be very close in terms of the weather. Across the line, we've got Woodford in 2 seconds off. So Vidal might have just nailed it on that lap, because I'm not sure any of the other runners will be able to match that on Inters. We'll just watch here and see. Ooh, they're going to be very close actually on Inters. Woodford will definitely have to go out again on a set of Inters. No, it's going to stop raining, so this is going to be quite interesting. This shower is going to pretty much reset everything. So towards the end, it's going to be a mad dash here. But I think in terms of the grip, it's going to be absolutely on the nose. Let's send out Woodford now. Woodford's going to go out for a run now on a fresh set of soft tyres. So this is going to be close. It'll be a 1:11 lap time. And this time around, we're going to try and manage his temperatures throughout the lap. We're going to let Vidal sit in the pits just for a bit longer. Just let the... in here, actually, we don't want to hold him off too much. We just want to send him out with like 2:30. 2:40 to go. So let's try and mind the brake temperatures. We definitely need to work on temperature management for next season. So you just back it up here. Just try and mind the tyre temperatures. Just perfect tyre temperature this time by. And let's just hold off here because it'll be a 1:13. So just wait a bit longer for Vidal. And then boom, let's send him out now just to be safe. Fresh set of soft tyres. No change to the setup as he heads out to set another lap time with track grip improving here towards the end of the session. We're just going to have to try and work this and manage this. He's out in behind some other cars. That's not really what we want to do. We might want to try and increase the gap up to the guy 19th. That's the Graf, I think, or somebody else. No, we need to now actually bang in some temperature here. Come on, get some temperature into this. That's not good. That is not good at all, but it's going to have to work because, yeah, now Ingledew. Woodford's up into second place right now, but there's going to be significant gains here towards the end. We'll just have to wait and see if Vidal has it. It's going to be absolute madness now here towards the end. Woodford's down into fifth. Vidal's gone purple. Vidal's done it. A 1:05.2. As everybody said his time, so Vidal looks very strong indeed. Quality drive towards the dying moments of qualifying. He just has what it takes under pressure. He just delivers so strongly. Nico Vidal, very good. But yeah, here we are. Pole position by not a lot. And in fairness, Woodford's 3.3 of a second off. Quality stuff. As we head into... it's already dripping here towards the start of the race. But it's going to die out. And there's no real indication of rain coming in. So, yeah, we will take that. We are going to start you off on soft tyres and try and get some momentum out of that. Try and gain off you. We won't be doing any changes. We will be saving, however, this setup because it's very good. The tyres will last 11 laps. Actually, for him, we might want to look into these people down here. They're all on soft. So do we want to try and get him to run long on the first stop, seeing as he's starting further back compared to Vidal? Yeah, let's try and go with that. A 15-lap stint. So we'll just take up some fuel. Ooh, it's going to be tight because it'll be a 33-session length. So we're now in a very interesting window here in terms of stopping, but we might have rain coming in later on, which could spice up things down here Let's just take out also a bit of fuel for you. You can make it how far? 10 to 12 laps and 16 laps. So you would be right in the window if you started on mediums. It's a shame you qualified up front. Yeah, let's try and have a bash here. Actually, we need to save your setup as well. Starting on softs, 18 laps in the tank. Get you to be aggressive on that, but try and mind tyre temperatures. Air temperature will be high. So yeah, we'll just tell you guys to tune that up a bit. Let's try also just take out a bit of performance out of these parts. We can do that now that we've improved them quite a bit. And just see what we can do. Just again, just a tiny amount of improvement here might just be what we need to gain an advantage over our competitors. So see again, just try and go for this sort of like 80% reliability out of the gates might be what we want to see, and that's where we are around there. So yeah, we'll see some gradual performance increase, which should help us as we head into Yokohama's opening race with Iker Vidal on pole position, Molly Fox second, Almeida, Rick de Graaf, Amy McLeod, Laura Ingledew, Jeremy Woodford, Matthias de Wolf, Ryan Larson in 9th, and Bobby Stone Jr. in 10th. What can we get out of this? Only time will tell. Vidal pole position. 3-4 lights on. Out they are. A strong start by Almeida there. He's right on it, but Vidal's lost first pace to Molly Fox. He's down into 3rd, 4th. He's dropping like an absolute sack of bricks. Work those tyres a bit hard. It is lightly raining out there, and he's suffering significantly. He's down into 7th. He's dropping down into 7th. Just mind those tyres now. We're just going to have to back it off a bit. Down into 7th. Woodford's now dropped down to 8th. Whatever's happening on the opening lap is not good for our drivers. Woodford has to work the tyres a bit harder. But, yeah, no rain expected to come down as it's starting to pretty much dry out as it stands. So we're now on a recovery drive here for both of our drivers. That wasn't ideal, but we're just going to have to make it work here. Get you off being aggressive on the engine modes, and also get it to not be as aggressive on the tyres. We need them to last as long as they can here in these conditions, which gives us a bit more of an option towards the tail end of the race. So it's Almeida over Fox, Ingledew, McLeod, de Graaf, de Wolf, and then we've got Vidal and Woodford down in 7 and 8. That's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, and the gap is growing with Vidal leading Woodford as it stands right now. We just have to mind the forecast and see when the rain is going to come in. Now Woodford's dropping a position. He's struggling on the mediums. He's running hot. Let's get you to just back off here. You're also running a bit hot, but hopefully we can counter that. You're going to be pitting in soon anyway with the Vidal. So, yep. Vidal is now complaining out here. No sign of more rain to come, so that could be it for Vidal, I'm afraid to say. But yeah, you're going to come in next time round. Ooh, and what do we want to go for? I mean, we're seeing an increase right there. You can make it 16 now, and then you can make it to the end of those. So let's try and go for a medium tyre. Right there, just fill you up here pretty much. There's 24 laps remaining, so we can fill you up now, have a quick stop towards the end. Parts-wise, we're looking very good. So in you go this time by. Absolutely thrash it, mate. Absolutely thrash it. Meanwhile, we will need Woodford to extend a couple more laps. If we can. So Vidal is in. It will come out presumably pretty far down. We'll just back off here now, try and be kind to the tyres. Woodford's leading now. Let's see how much further he can go. He should go a bit further than this, I would suggest. Let's see here, 22 laps remaining. Yeah, we're going to have to bring him in now. Let's just see. Nothing. Oh, we might have rain coming. Let's just hold off here. We can hold off just a bit longer. Down here and see if we're seeing rain on the radar. Let me just get up close. No, I don't think we are. So we're going to pit in you. 22 laps. Yeah, I think if we just nurse these tyres a bit, we can actually make this work fairly decently. So bring you in, sort this out. That should be good right now. But it really just depends on whether or not Woodford can mind these tyres. Definitely a two-stop race for both of our drivers. Oh, mistake on the fuel. That's a problem. that's going to come back and cost us. He slots out in 18th. So yeah, our drivers are very far down after the first pit cycle. We've paid a heavy price here. But it just remains to be seen if rain will play a factor as the race goes on. Yeah, and tyre temperatures are going up as it is. So yeah, it's all about managing this situation with the hot ambience. It's actually dropping quite significantly, but it's going to clear off in the sky, so I don't think we're going to see any improvement right there. But Woodford's down in 19th, down in 20th. He's now last. That's pretty poor. That is pretty poor by Woodford. So it just remains to be seen now on lap 17 remaining, halfway point in the race, what Vidal can do as we close in. Everybody seems to be on medium tyres now. So it's all about nursing this. No, you can't really do that. You are already on your alternate strategy. We can't do an alternate to your alternate. We're not exhibit here. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have rain here towards the tail end of the race. Vidal's now moving up as others are pitting. 14, 13 laps remaining. You are on 9 out here, so you can do... In a couple of laps, we can actually bring in Vidal on a set of softs to the end, which will be crucial for him. Vidal is complaining of having worn tyres. Let's bring him in here and see. There's be 11 laps to go by the end, and that should be within the window. We don't need to fuel you, so in you come. Box, 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 box. This is going to be a quick stop, mate. This is going to be a quick stop, so be on your game here when you bring it in. And Woodford, likewise, is going to bring it in full, and you're going to be right on your limits. So, but he's absolutely overcooked them. They're not going to last another lap. So he's going to have to be gentle. Likewise, it's going to be a very quick stop for you. And he'll just have to try and nurse them on the first couple of laps. Once he is out, just get you off your engine map. Down here, get you just to conserve on your opening lap with Woodford down here. We will see what we can do. It's going to be very tight here for some of these guys. We're just going to have to hope we can pick up something here towards the end. Perhaps we're losing out in not being aggressive enough with our weight stripping. Oh, as I move out of the game by mistake. One of the issues with running multiple monitors. But here we are moving up here. We're up into 9th with Vidal. His tyres are running a bit hot, however, so just get you to conserve your tyres a bit. Meanwhile, Woodford is conserving his tyres and he's managing his temperatures as well. No rain coming in, so we know it's going to be dry to the end. But this won't be a strong result for us, I reckon. De Graaf might be pitting again. McLeod might be stopping once more, I'm not sure. Don't have 4 laps to go. We've got Vidal down in 8th. This is a disaster of a race for us. We're going to have to see some pit callers in order to make significant gains here. Oh, and here's McLeod's coming in. McLeod's coming in with 2 laps to go. Will any of the others that are on mediums have to pit in here towards the end and give us some much-needed points? I'm not 100% sure. No, final lap. Here we are. So we're going to have to consolidate. Oh, that is not what we need. That is not what we need. Absolutely thrash it now, guys. Absolutely thrash it now. We're just going to have to take everything out of it. Final lap here, and you need to get back up into 6th if you can. So McLeod's going to take a... Yes, absolutely just performed out there. We were not good at all. Not good at all. I think the strategy here would have been to run medium, medium, soft. Yeah, no, Vidal ran soft, medium, soft. Yeah, and he actually did a much longer stint on the soft towards the end. So yeah, we just have to try and be a bit more mindful of that because we have the speed, we're fast in qualifying, and we have the best car, so we should have been a lot better than we were. Yeah, Woodford's dropping down now significantly, but we are holding on to our lead in the Constructors' Championship, which is what we care about as a team. That's how we get our payout. That's where it matters for us, is in the Constructors' Championship, of course. So we're kind of just going to have to see where that end up developing to. And yet, still just rubbish pit crews available for us. But we definitely need to swap out one of our rear tyre changes, as he's starting to be pretty worn out. But there's nobody here that's any good. I mean, you would definitely be an improvement over what we had. So an interview, let's just try and see it here. After I went to it, wondering if any thought on Modern Fox. I'd love to have Fox on the team. Hopefully we can make it happen one day. So yeah, we might be able to snatch her up if we can down here. She might be a better teammate compared with, yeah. So car repair complete. We'll have reliabilities being finished off. We have a new sponsorship opening up, a permanent sponsor. Let's just hold off until we have a bit more of a selection going on. And now we can choose a vote with Ernie Hinklerock. It'll be a $1 or £1 million fee. Short qualifying, long qualifying. So we can move over to that. But we can also change refueling. That will be quite interesting. So it will save us money. So we could put that forward as a rule. That would actually be quite interesting to see what that would do for with this. So let's try and propose that because it will help us sell. What about tyre wise? Because that should in theory also do that. Now let's not. We need to save the money right now. We're not in the strongest position financially to do that. Reliability work has been completed. We'll just pause here, have a look over on the car. Start improving reliability on these components if you can. Thank you. And the more crucially, the factory has now been upgraded. And so we want to spend some of the money that we have on improving the car next time, everyone. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.